To think I almost wore my slave bikini instead of this today. Hi, I'm Chris. Welcome back to the channel, and may the 4th be with you. So I didn't think to do this until very last minute, so if this video is sloppy, I'm so sorry. If you haven't figured, I like Star Wars. Star Wars is actually something that I'm not a big collector of, though, just because the toy market for Star Wars is so psychotic and so insane. I did used to collect the traditional little 3-inch figures, and then, you know, when you have displays and they keep falling down, you kind of give up. And I think for the Star Wars fandom, the action figures is the thing that they're most known for, and something that people love to really brush over is that there are Star Wars dolls. Because of course there are. We have the ones that the Disney store has been doing that are okay, but I don't really keep up with the new Star Wars things. I'm an OG trilogy fan, mainly. And then there was the Forces of Destiny from Hasbro, which had such high potential, and it was so sad, and I was not a big fan. Jenny Nicholson has a great video on them, actually. I'll link it down below. We've got companies like Kenner, who made their own since the 70s. So I thought about trying to rank everything, and then I realized I was going to drive myself crazy. So we're going to get very specific with one particular time of Star Wars dolls. And it was the most recent Barbie x Star Wars collaboration. So these were all basically like these fashion interpretations of the most iconic characters from Star Wars. I own one, and I kind of like it enough just because I love R2-D2. Sweet little boy. And I would have collected more of them if the packaging wasn't so big and so insane. I need to be able to tolerate the packaging. There are only 7 dolls that exist in the Barbie x Star Wars collaboration, so that's why it was very easy for me to just rank these. And also, before we start, I just want to remind that I started a Patreon for my series called Design Doctor that I will be posting videos of on here. But if you subscribe for $1, you get to see what the design is and the video before everyone else. And if you are in the $3 tier, you get to watch all of my behind the scenes. You get to see all my research, all my vlogs. You get to see how I figure out how I do the design, starting with the redoing of the Villains Midnight Masquerade series. So please join me because I've been working very hard on it. With that note, let's get started. Number 7 to me is the Rey doll, because I think when it came out too, I kind of was just over Rey. I was over the new Disney trilogy. I never said F you in a movie theater before Rey and Kylo Ren kissing in Rise of Skywalker. That is when I had enough of it all. I am mad that we never got Finn and Poe kissing, because that was all my little heart wanted for the 4 years leading up to Rise of Skywalker. And the Rey doll, it's pretty. My thing is, though, with this line, a lot of the characters they did were not traditionally fashion doll characters to do. Like, they did some of the droids, they did Stormtroopers. So I kind of wish that they didn't do this, but I understand, you know, she's one of the leading ladies of Star Wars. You might as well do some sort of fashion doll with that character. So, like, she's pretty, like, no harm, no foul. Next, and this is crazy because this is apparently, like, the platinum label. This is, like, the rarest one of them all. And maybe it's just my distaste for a lot of fur things. And it makes me sad because I love Chewie, but the Chewbacca doll looks so fucking crazy. Like, I understand it's supposed to be Chewbacca, so it's gonna be covered in fur. But it's the different textures of fur and the different styles of fur. She looks really tacky. But, you know, if you own this doll, I hope you love this doll with all your little heart. And I ranked it just above Rey because Rey was kind of just like harmless and just pretty, and this was like just crazy enough that I was like, it's not the worst thing I've ever seen. Like, I kind of love how crazy it is, but I don't like it. Next, we've got the Stormtrooper Barbie. He wig that's supposed to be kind of in the shape of the Stormtrooper helmet really makes me giggle. I mean, it does the job. I don't know if I like it being a skirt. I kind of would have loved this as a pantsuit. My other thing is, I feel like this is one of the ones that you wouldn't know that it's supposed to be based on a Stormtrooper if you weren't like a huge Star Wars fan. I understood because I could see in the details that, you know, she's got the belt of the Stormtrooper and, you know, she has underneath black over white, like a Stormtrooper armor. So I do appreciate that. I almost wish they had her, and same thing with the Darth Vader one, I almost wish that they had the helmets. So next is the Princess Leia one. And I think, you know, there's so many Princess Leia dolls out there. And I think she does look very, very beautiful. It's very, very elegant. There's something about, and maybe this is why I'm not a big fan of the Rey one either. I understand that there's supposed to be fashion interpretations of the characters, but something in me, and maybe there's something with like the estate of Carrie Fisher that they didn't want the likeness used anymore. I would imagine so. So like, I wish she looked more like Carrie Fisher, but I'll also let it go if it was like an estate thing, like the estate. Because now, this Sunday, or on today, if you're watching on May 4th, if I'm able to edit it by then, the new Leia doll that the Disney Store put out for the 45th anniversary of Empire Strikes Back doesn't look like Carrie Fisher either. It's more cartoony than the one that they did for D23 in 2015, one I own actually. Maybe there was something with the estate, and I will respect anything that the estate of Carrie Fisher wants, because we love Carrie Fisher in this house.
Hi, I'm Mrs. Han Solo, and I'm an alcoholic.
Fun fact, if I was a drag queen and went on RuPaul's Drag Race, one of my Snatch Game choices would have been Carrie Fisher. Next, number 3 is the Darth Vader Barbie. So this one is really cool, really chic, with a lot going on. I like the idea that his chest piece, that they made it into like a little clutch purse. I think that's campy. And again, I do also wish that they were holding the helmet, but you know, if you're gonna do something cheeky like have his chest piece be the purse, then I'm cool with that. It's also with this, like, you sense something,
sense a disturbance in the Force,
Sithy about it. Like, even if like you couldn't immediately tell it's supposed to be Darth Vader, maybe it's the red lighting around her and everything. And I think this came in red packaging. I think you just can sense Sith.
sense a disturbance in the Force.
My number 2 doll, and I think it's because I want this doll to go with my R2-D2 Barbie. That's number 1, spoiler alert. The C-3PO Barbie. Now, do I wish that they gave her a pantsuit? Kind of like, if you watch RuPaul's Drag Race, Raja had this metallic look on the like 2nd or 3rd episode of her original season. I kind of wish that this was something that they did with C-3PO for this doll. But I like, first of all, it kind of annoys me that she's the only POC doll in this line. That's annoying. But I really, really enjoy the glasses being his literal eyes. Love the gold. She looks really pretty in the gold. I like that there's a little bit of gold in her hair, if you can tell. Like, alone, like if it wasn't supposed to be a Star Wars reference, I think this is one of my favorite looks of the entire line. The R2-D2 Barbie. Now, I'm really like torn if I like that the makeup that they gave her has a blue square to look like where his eye would be on him. The styling of it, it's very like a very 1960s style to do for this. The blue hair really, really works for me. It's fun, and I am just really glad they did it, because I feel like if you're going to do a Barbie Star Wars collaboration and you had to like pick certain characters, you have to pick R2-D2. I love R2-D2. He's one of my favorite characters. He's my favorite character? He's one of my top 3 favorite characters. I like the vest. I like everything about it. Like, the shaping of it works for what kind of droid R2 is. So they did a really good job. And if you don't like it, sorry. So there you have it. There is every single Star Wars Barbie of the 2019-2020 collabs. What is your favorite of the Star Wars Barbies? Also, What's your favorite Star Wars movie? Comment below and don't forget to like and subscribe.
And in conclusion, Your Honor, I hope I slept with you to get the job, because if not, who the hell was that guy?